Grandpa Pig is taking Peppa and George sailing. Ahoy there, Grandpa Pig. Here are Mr. Stallion and Mrs. Corgi. They are members of the sailing club.
Hello, we're just going out for a sail.
It's a bit early for sailing.
Yes, you can't go sailing now.
Thank you for your advice. See you later.
Grandpa, your friend said that we can't go sailing yet.
They don't know what they're talking about. Oh, bother.
Grandpa's boat is stuck in the mud.
There's no water, Grandpa.
Yes. The tide seems to be out.
So we can't go sailing?
Don't worry. The water will come back again soon and the boat will rise up.
The water is coming back.
It certainly is.
The water is lifting Grandpa's boat out of the mud.
We're bobbing up and down.
Let's go sailing.
Aye, aye, Captain Grandpa.
Off we go.
I love sailing.
Ahoy there, Grandpa Pig.
Are you okay there?
Do you need any help or advice, old chap?
We're doing just fine, thank you. Bye.
Grandpa, they're going quicker than us.
There's no need to hurry when you're sailing.
We're bobbing up and down. The boat bobs up, the boat bobs down. The boat bobs up, the boat bobs down. A bobbing, 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 bobbing up and down. The boat bobs up and down.
Ahoy there, Grandpa Pig. Time to head back if you don't want to miss the tide.
If you leave it too late, you'll get stuck in the mud.
Ha-ha, right you are. Goodbye. I don't listen to them. I know more about the tides than they ever will.
The boat bobs up, the boat bobs down. The boat bobs up, the boat bobs down. The boat bobs up. Oh, we've stopped bobbing.
Ah, the tide seems to have gone out.
Are we stuck in the mud, Grandpa?
Yes, but only until the tide changes. Then the water will lift us up again.
When will the water come back?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh,
We'll just have to spend the night on the boat.
a sleepover! Hooray!
I'd better give Granny Pig a call.
Hello?
Hello, Granny Pig. We've decided to spend the night out on the boat.
You mean you've got the tides wrong?
No, of course not. I just...
We're stuck in the mud, Granny!
I knew it.
It's an adventure, Granny. We'll see you in the morning.
Where will we sleep, Grandpa?
Here. The boat has 2 little bunk beds.
Ooh!
And I will sleep on deck, under the stars.
Night-night, Grandpa!
Night-night, Peppa and George.
Peppa and George are asleep in the bunks. Grandpa Pig is asleep on the deck. The stars are twinkling in the sky above. It is morning.
We're bobbing up and down.
Look, children, the water is back.
Hooray!
Grandpa Pig's boat is floating again.
Time to sail home.
Aye, aye, Captain Grandpa. The boat bobs up and down.
Granny Pig has come to meet Peppa and George.
Granny Pig! Granny!
Hello, my little ones. Did you have a nice time?
Yes! We got stuck in the mud and had a sleepover.
Peppa loves sailing. Everyone loves sailing.
Grandpa Pig's greenhouse.
Peppa and George are visiting Granny and Grandpa Pig.
Hello, Grandpa.
Hello, Peppa and George.
Ooh.
George has found a ball.
Ah! Careful, George. This is my greenhouse. It is made out of glass, which breaks easily.
Oh.
Let's throw this ball out of harm's way.
Oi! Who's throwing footballs at my greenhouse?
Ah! People who live in glass houses should not throw footballs.
You threw it first. It nearly smashed my greenhouse.
Call that a greenhouse? It's a pile of rotten old windows.
It's good enough for growing tomatoes.
I'm amazed you can grow anything in that rubbish tip.
I'll grow more than you do in your fancy glass box.
Grandad Dog and Grandpa Pig are the very best of friends.
Grandpa, why is your greenhouse made of glass if glass breaks easily?
Because I grow plants in it. Let me show you. These plants like sunlight, and glass lets the light in.
Ooh, this plant smells lovely.
Oh, that's just basil. Granny Pig throws the seeds in a pot and it just grows.
Oh.
Let me show you something that takes real skill to grow. My tomatoes.
They are very small, Grandpa.
Eat one and tell me what it tastes like.
It tastes of... nothing.
Well, they're not quite ready yet.
Hello, my little ones.
Granny Pig!
Could I have some tomatoes, please, Grandpa Pig?
No. I'm afraid the tomatoes aren't ready. Maybe in a few weeks.
But I want to make tomato salad for lunch.
Grandad Dog is growing tomatoes.
Yes. Maybe Grandad Dog will lend us some.
I don't think we want Grandad Dog's rusty old tomatoes.
Cooey! Grandad Dog!
Ah, Granny Pig. Lovely to see you this fine morning.
Do you have any tomatoes we might borrow?
Borrow? You can take as many tomatoes as you like. The tomatoes have done very well this year.
They look a lot bigger than your tomatoes, Grandpa.
They may be bigger, but that doesn't mean they're better.
Peppa, would you like to taste one?
Yes, please. Yummy. That is the best tomato I have ever tasted ever.
How did you grow them, Grandad Dog?
I didn't really mean to grow them. I just threw some old tomato seeds down in the corner there and they grew. Fill your basket. There's too many for me to eat.
Thank you. We're going to make a lovely tomato salad.
Ah, I know a great recipe for a tomato salad.
Lovely. Can you make it for us?
The problem is, my recipe needs basil, and I haven't managed to grow any basil.
My grandpa has lots of lovely basil.
Really?
Oh, yes. Grown heaps of the stuff. Let me show you.
Very impressive. Tell me, what's the secret of growing basil?
Well, it's quite tricky. The first thing you have to do...
I throw some seeds in a pot and the basil grows.
You mean it just grows by itself?
Yes.
Is it lunchtime yet, Granny?
Oh, my poor darlings, you must be starving.
Let's make that tomato salad. First, we slice the tomatoes. Add a little splash of olive oil, a shake of pepper, a teeny tiny pinch of salt, and finish the whole thing off with these lovely basil leaves. Tuck in, everyone.
Marvellous tomatoes.
Thanks to my greenhouse. Beautiful basil.
Thanks to my greenhouse.
This is the best tomato salad in the world ever. Caves.
Today, Peppa and her family are visiting the caves. Molly Mole is visiting the caves too.
Hello, Molly. The caves sound exciting, don't they? Yes, I'm looking forward to the Ride of Doom.
Ride of Doom? What's that?
I don't know, but it sounds good.
Hello, here is Mr. Rabbit. I'm your tour guide. Please put on these safety hard hats.
Will the caves be dangerous?
Not at all. Follow me for a completely safe tour.
Good. All that talk of the Ride of Doom had me worried for a moment.
I'm your tour guide.
Oh.
Here is Grampy Rabbit.
Let's go on a wild, mad adventure.
Oh, should we put on these safety hats?
Why not? Does anyone have a problem with going deep underground?
I I'm not too keen on small dark spaces.
Like a cave, you mean?
And I'm not so good with heights.
I see. Anything else I should know?
George and I like exciting places.
Brilliant! These caves are ridiculously exciting. Please follow me. These steps take us down into the caves.
Ooh, this is fun.
Yes, it actually is quite fun. It's good not to know exactly how deep we are.
We're 100 meters down now. Imagine, if you will, the tons and tons of rock just sitting above our heads.
Great.
Welcome to the caves.
Ooh, it's so pretty and sparkly.
Amazing.
Look, there's a little boat.
All aboard!
You know what? Because this cave is so huge and beautiful, I feel fine about being down here.
Now we go through this little tunnel. It can get a bit squeezy. Breathe in. Everyone out of the boat.
I can't say I enjoyed that.
Don't worry. We won't go through any more tunnels.
Good.
We just have to cross this chasm.
Whoa, that looks like quite a drop.
Yes, it's wonderfully deep. I'll show you. See how long it takes this rock to hit the bottom.
Wow.
So, how do we get across?
Did you hear anything about a ride of doom?
Molly Mull said the Ride of Doom was the best bit.
What exactly is this Ride of Doom?
Nothing to be alarmed by. It's a zip wire ride over this chasm and down to the deepest part of the caves.
Oh, goody.
It's really fun and, of course, completely safe.
I'm not very good with heights. Is there another way to...
See you on the other side!
Whoa!
Wait for me! If that isn't the craziest fun in the world, I don't know what is.
It was brilliant. Did you enjoy it, Daddy?
Yes.
Here, at the deepest point of the caves, our tour comes to an end. Any questions?
How do we get out?
Oh, a good question. We take the lift. Here we are, back on the surface again.
Daylight.
Welcome to the gift shop.
Look, there's a picture of us on the Ride of Doom. Daddy, you look funny.
That will help you remember the Ride of Doom forever.
Thank you very much.
Peppa loves caves. Everyone loves caves.
Once upon a time.
Peppa and George are looking at storybooks.
Look, George. This is an exciting adventure. There are fairies and 3 bears who can't stop eating porridge. And a naughty wolf who's looking for an old lady to eat. Oh. Don't worry, George. It's always a happy ending. I wish we lived in a fairy story.
Peppa, George, it's time to go.
Are we going on an adventure?
Yes, we're going to Granny and Grandpa Pig's house for lunch.
That's not an adventure.
There'll be potatoes.
Can we bring our picture books to read in the car?
We're not going in the car, Peppa. We're walking there instead.
Walking? All the way to Granny and Grandpa's house?
Yes, there's a shortcut through the park.
Will there be dragons and fairies in the park?
Not that I know of.
But it will be a nice walk.
But there won't be any magic.
Maybe, if we look hard enough, we might see some.
Peppa and George have arrived at the park.
It doesn't feel like a magic place.
Oh, I don't know. It feels a bit magic to me.
Yes, this is like the path in Little Red Riding Hood.
I wouldn't be surprised if we bumped into the big bad wolf. Oh.
Hello there.
It is Mr. Wolf.
Hello, Mr. Wolf. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Just a little bit hungry. I'm trying to decide where to go for lunch.
I'm going to my granny's house for lunch.
Are you really?
Yes.
Is it far?
Not far. This is the shortcut. We'll be there soon.
Very good. Oh, well, catch you later.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. That was just like Little Red Riding Hood. Meeting Mr. Wolf in the middle of the woods when I'm going to Granny's house.
Which way now, Daddy Pig?
I'm not sure.
There's a little house over there. Let's ask them the way.
Hello?
Is there anybody home? I wonder who lives here in the middle of the woods.
There are 3 chairs.
And 3 bowls of porridge.
Hello, Peppa.
Here are Belinda Bear and Mummy and Daddy Bear.
Hello there. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Bear. Sorry to trouble you.
The door was open, so we came inside.
It's quite all right. It's lovely to see you.
Are you going to stay for lunch, Peppa? It's porridge. It's not too hot or too cold, but just right.
We're actually on our way to have lunch at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house.
Could you point us in the right direction, please?
That path there will take you to Granny Pig's house.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. Wow. That was just like Goldilocks and the 3 bears.
Yes, with a little house and 3 chairs.
And 3 bowls of porridge.
We are in a fairy tale.
Peppa has arrived at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house.
Granny Pig, we're here.
Hello?
Oh,
Here is Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Wolf, why are you here?
I'm just round for something to eat. Your granny has made a lovely lunch.
Yes, I've made a lovely lunch and it's ready now. Come inside.
Hello, Peppa. Hello.
Wendy Wolf has come for lunch too.
Lunch is served.
Hooray! Potatoes!
Ho, ho! You can never have too many potatoes.
Wendy, I've had an adventure in the fairy tale woods. Ooh, what's the fairy tale woods? It's where you live inside a fairy story.
Peppa loves fairy stories. Everyone loves fairy stories.
The castle.
Today, Peppa and George are going to visit a castle.
What will we do at the castle, Mummy?
Let me see what the guidebook says.
Will the castle be good or will it be boring?
It will be good.
Will we see knights in armour?
George likes knights in armour.
You never know, George. We might even see a dragon.
A pretend dragon, Daddy Pig.
Yes, Daddy. Dragons are in storybooks. They're not really real.
Peppa and her family have arrived at the castle.
Welcome to the castle tour. Cars are parked at owner's risk.
What does that mean, Daddy?
Oh, nothing, Peppa. They always say that in car parks.
Please make your way to the castle where you will be met by a knight in armour.
Hello! It is Mr. Rabbit, dressed as a knight in armour. We start the castle tour here, at the cannon. In the olden days, this cannon fired these heavy cannonballs high up into the sky.
Daddy, is he going to fire the cannon?
No, that would be crazy.
Right, let's fire the cannon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire!
That almost hit our car.
Well, we do say cars are parked at owner's risk. On with the tour. You are going to see the wonders of the castle. Eat a real medieval banquet.
Wow, a real medieval banquet.
It sounds delicious.
And meet a dragon. This is the royal throne room, where the king and queen would sit. Who would like to have a go?
George can be king and I'll be a bossy queen. Do this, do that.
Your Majesties, may I carry on with the tour?
Yes, you may.
We have to go through a secret passage. But first, we have to find the secret passage.
These secret passages usually have some sort of top secret button to open them.
I don't think it's that big red button, George. That would be too obvious. Oh!
Yes, we try to keep it simple.
This is fun.
This passage has led us to the dining hall.
Wow!
This must be the medieval banquet.
Yes, it looks really tasty.
It's all made of plastic.
Yes, it's to show what a real banquet would have looked like.
Oh.
But of course, as part of the tour, you get to have your very own real medieval banquet.
Fantastic!
Here it is, your banquet in a box. The oldie cheese sandwich, jester's pickle and a king's jelly.
It's a little picnic in a box.
Yes, it's not quite the medieval banquet I was expecting.
And now it's time to meet the dragon.
George, it won't be a real dragon. Dragons are just pretend.
Yes, don't be sad if it's just Miss Rabbit holding a little glove puppet. Oh!
Wow!
Miss Rabbit is driving a huge robot dragon.
Do you want to see it breathe fire?
Yes, please!
I'm just going to park it.
It's heading for our car.
Another reason we say cars are parked at owner's risk.
And that's the end of the tour.
Hope you had a lovely time.
I think that was George's best day out ever.
George loves castles. Everyone loves castles.
Stamps.
Peppa and George are at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house. Grandpa is showing Peppa and George his stamp collection.
Ooh.
I've collected hundreds of stamps from all over the world.
Grandpa, I think you must have every stamp ever.
Oh, I suppose I do have quite a few.
So there's no need for you to buy any more stamps, is there, Grandpa?
Here is Mr. Zebra, the postman.
It's the post.
Ah, it's a postcard from my friend.
What does it say?
It says, "Wish you were here."
I've never had a postcard.
That's easy to fix. Let's write one to you and George now. Then we can post it to you.
Oh, goody.
What shall we write on it?
Dear Peppa and George, wish you were here. Lots of love, Peppa and George.
Very good.
Let's post it.
Not yet, Peppa. We need to write where you live.
Do you know your address, Peppa?
The little house on the hill.
Very good.
Now can we post it?
There's still something missing. Do you know what it is?
It needs a kiss.
That's lovely. And we need a stamp, too.
Grandpa has stamps.
My stamps are not for licking and sticking on postcards, Peppa. They are for collecting and looking at.
Come on, Peppa and George. I think we'll find some normal stamps upstairs.
Who can that be? Special delivery. Ah, this could be... Yes, it's the rare stamp I sent off for. It's a big box for just a step. Did it cost a lot of money? Shh! Granny Pig doesn't need to know. Right you are.
There should be a stamp in this drawer.
No stamps, Granny.
We'll just have to carry on looking downstairs.
What a beautiful stamp. And in perfect condition. Never been used.
What's going on here?
Oh,
What's all this mess?
Oh, Now, I'll take it to the recycling.
Look, Granny, a stamp for our postcard.
Ah, good. I knew we'd find a stamp somewhere. George, would you like to lick it? Stick it on the postcard. Now it's time to post your postcard. Send it off, George.
Mr. Zebra has come to collect the post.
Did anyone see a stamp on the kitchen table?
Yes, Grandpa. We stuck it on our postcard.
Ah! My stamp! Stop! Stop! Come back! My stamp! Oh, my goodness! That stamp wasn't meant to be used.
Why not, Grandpa?
Well, it was a special stamp that I bought for my collection.
Oh, so how much did it cost?
Not much.
Ah, that's all right then. And anyway, it's not lost. The postcard is going to Peppa and George's house.
Oh, yes! I'll go straight there and wait for it to arrive. My stamp! My stamp!
Grandpa Pig has arrived at Peppa and George's house.
Oh, Grandpa Pig.
I haven't missed the post, have I? Special delivery. Oh, my lovely stamp. Actually, this is for Peppa and George.
Our postcard! Yippee! Grandpa, because our card has your lovely stamp on it, would you like to keep it?
Oh, thank you, Peppa. This stamp was important before, but it's even more precious now that it's been posted to Peppa and George.
Grumpy Rabbit's hovercraft.
Grandpa Pig is taking Peppa and George out for the day on his sailing boat.
Hello, Grandpa Pig.
Hello.
Hello, old bean.
Grandpa, that man just called you an old bean.
Yes, Peppa. It's another way of saying old friend.
Are they your friends, Grandpa?
Oh, not really. We're just members of the same sailing club. Now, where did I leave my boat?
What does your boat look like, Grandpa?
It has a little red flag on top of the mast.
Like that little flag?
Ah, yes.
Oh, dear. Grandpa Pig's sailing boat has sunk.
I'm afraid we can't go sailing today, children.
Oh.
Here is Grampy Rabbit on his hovercraft. What is that monstrosity?
Is it allowed at the sailing club?
Hello! What a marvellous day for sailing!
Hello, Grampy Rabbit.
Peppa, you look sad. What's the matter?
We can't go sailing because our boat has sunk.
Oh, dear. Why don't you hop onto my hovercraft?
Hooray!
I really don't think this is quite...
Hold on to your hat!
Grampy Rabbit's hovercraft can go on land and water.
I built it myself! You'd never guess, would you? We don't need that bit.
You can't drive this thing around here. You're not a member of the sailing club.
But you're a member, aren't you?
Yes, but...
That's all right, then.
Nothing like a peaceful day's sailing.
The calmness of the water, the quietness of the... Oh, what's that horrible noise?
Hello there! Lovely day for a sail!
It's that monstrosity again.
Is that Grandpa Pig?
Hello?
I say, is anybody else thirsty?
Me!
I saw an old shed back there selling juice.
That's not an old shed. That's the Sailing Club Cafe. It's for members only.
Yes, whatever. Let's go and get some juice. Hello there. 4 beakers of juice, please.
I'm afraid you cannot be served here, sir, unless you're a club member.
I'm not, but he is.
Hello. 4 juices, please.
Ah, yes, sir.
This is the life, eh? The sea and the sky and the boat sailing by.
But the boats are not sailing by, Grampy Rabbit.
There's no wind. Without wind, sailing boats can't sail.
Help!
We need to rescue them, Grampy Rabbit.
Good idea, Pepper. Hold on to your socks. Ahoy there! Toss me a line and I'll tow you back in. Here we go!
Grampy Rabbit's hovercraft is towing the sailing boats back to shore.
We're towing the boats to shore, boys. We're towing the boats to shore. We're towing the boats to the car park, towing the boats to be parked. I brought everyone back to the car park. That way, they don't have so far to walk to their cars.
But sailing boats don't go on land like hovercrafts.
Oh, yes.
Grandpa Pig, who is this friend of yours?
So sorry about that.
Sorry, about what?
We want to thank him for rescuing us.
Oh, I see. He's called Grampy Rabbit.
Delighted to meet you, Old Bean.
You're very welcome, Old Bean.
3 cheers for Grampy Rabbit. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hip,
Hooray!
Grandpa Pig's pond.
Peppa and George are helping Grandpa Pig in his garden.
Today, we are making a pond.
Ooh.
We start by digging a big hole.
Here is Mr. Fox.
Hello, Mr. Fox.
Hello, Granny Pig. What can I sell you this morning?
I don't need anything, thank you.
Oh, where's Grandpa Pig? Does he want anything?
I'm afraid Grandpa's busy digging a pond.
Pond, you say? Why, I've got just the thing. It's a gnome fishing.
Lovely.
Antique. One of a kind.
I'll take it.
Peppa, George and Grandpa Pig are hard at work, digging.
Ooh.
Peppa has found a little cup.
Oh, that looks like a very old teacup.
Ooh.
George has found an enormous bone.
Dinosaur.
It might very well be a dinosaur bone, George. Ha! What's this?
Grandpa Pig has found a gold coin.
It's treasure, Grandpa.
How is the pond coming along?
Very well. We've dug up a cup, a dinosaur bone and a coin.
It's buried treasure.
How exciting! I have a little treasure too.
That is not treasure. That is a gnome.
Grandpa Pig does not like gnomes.
Mr. Fox says it's an antique, very rare, one of a kind.
Of course he did.
Grandpa, do you think we really have found buried treasure?
I'm not sure, but the museum would know.
This is the museum. Hello, can I help you?
Hello, Mr. Rabbit. We've dug up some treasure.
Let's take a look at what you've got. A fine china cup. Interesting. What else have you brought to show me?
A coin.
Made of gold.
Is it real plastic gold?
No, it's metal gold.
Ooh.
Anything else? My goodness, this bone is the best of the lot. Look, it fits my dinosaur perfectly.
Hooray!
Thank you so much for bringing these valuable objects in.
Valuable, so they are worth something.
Oh, yes, they are worth lots of money. And you can visit the museum any time you like to see them.
Eh?
Children are free, and you, sir, get in half price because you are old. Can I just ask where you dug up such treasures?
In Grandpa's garden.
All digging must stop until an expert has been to investigate.
Why?
There may be other rare objects buried in the ground.
Granny, we're back.
Hello, my little ones.
Our treasures have to stay in the museum.
And we can't dig here anymore until the expert digger comes.
Where do you want me to dig, Mr. Rabbit?
Just about here, Mr. Bull. Mr. Bull is an expert at digging. Find anything, Mr. Bull?
No, same as usual. Just a load of broken pottery and smashed stuff.
Oh, well, thank you for all your hard work anyway.
No problem.
I'm sorry we didn't find anything else.
Not to worry. The good thing is you finished digging our pond for us.
It's beautiful, Grandpa.
A lovely natural pond.
And to finish it off, a gnome. Do you like it, Mr. Rabbit?
I never thought I would see one in my lifetime.
Oh, they're everywhere.
This is an antique, one of a kind and very valuable.
Then it belongs in the museum.
So it does.
Oh.
Don't worry, you can see it at the museum anytime you want.
And you can get in half price, Granny, because you are old. George's woolly hat.
Today, George is wearing a new woolly hat.
Hold on to your hat, George, or it will blow off.
Peppa and George have arrived at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house.
Granny Pig, Grandpa Pig.
Hello, my little ones. Now, children, play nicely. And George, don't get your new hat muddy.
We promise not to get George's new hat muddy.
Thank you, Grandpa Pig. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Come on, Peppa and George. Let's go down to the garden.
Yes.
George, remember what Mummy Pig said about your hat?
Yes, Granny Pig. It will be fine.
Peppa and George have found a large pile of manure.
What's this, Grandpa?
That is manure. Wonderful stuff. I put it on my vegetables to make them grow big and strong.
It smells really smelly.
It's the muckiest, smelliest thing in the garden. Probably best if you two stand back. There. Let's go spread some muck.
This is Grandpa Pig's cabbage patch.
Hello, cabbages. Would you like some manure?
It is getting windy.
Hold on to your hat, George.
Oh dear, the wind has blown George's hat off.
George, catch it.
George's hat is caught in a tree.
George, you are all muddy. Oh, but your hat is still clean.
Thank goodness for that.
I'll get it down for you.
Perhaps I had better help.
No, Grandpa, I can do it. Whoops.
Oh dear, Peppa is covered in mud.
I see two little piggies who need a bath.
George's hat is on top of some reeds in the pond.
Lucky for us, your hat is still clean, George.
But how do we get it?
This is a job for a grown-up. I will need a stick.
Don't fall in, Grandpa.
I know what I'm doing, Peppa. I can reach it.
I see a big piggy who needs a bath.
Grandpa Pig, what on earth are you doing?
I'm having a cup of tea.
No, you're not.
Of course I'm not. That was a joke. It is perfectly clear to see that I have fallen into the pond.
That was a silly thing to do. Peppa, George, you're both covered in mud too.
We were trying to get George's hat back, Granny.
Where is George's hat anyway?
It's flying in the sky.
I will get George's hat back and then you can all get cleaned up.
Be careful, Granny.
I would use a stick.
Thank you, everyone, but it's perfectly fine. I've got boots on.
If you walk on that manure, you will sink.
Hush, Grandpa. I have no intention of sinking. I can reach it.
Got it!
Oh dear, Granny Pig is covered in manure.
Ooh, smelly Granny Pig.
Mummy Pig has come to pick up Peppa and George.
Hello.
Grandpa Pig, I thought you promised not to let the children get muddy.
I think you will find we promised not to let George's hat get muddy.
And it's not muddy.
It's perfectly clean.
Yes, I can see. The only clean thing around here is George's woolly hat.